Hello and welcome to a new chapter, one that's hopefully a little bit fun. So today we're going to kind of get the 411 on graphing, and this is what I mean by it, okay? So graphing is plotting points, it's drawing dots, it's also connecting dots by drawing lines, and there's some other things to it too. But for us today, we're going to learn about the coordinate plane. So I'm going to draw one line going vertical, and I'm going to draw another line going horizontal. This is our coordinate plane. Now the cool thing is that if you notice, there's arrows on every end, which means it can continue to go on forever if we let it, okay? So that means that the numbers that we're going to put on this coordinate plane, they could go on forever and ever. And then they always start, all numbers on a plane, coordinate plane like this, start at 0, 0, right in the center, okay? This is also known as the origin. I called it 0, 0 because we're going to learn about coordinates today, and at 0, 0, that's where we all want to start when we're trying to graph or plot points. Okay, so if I ever say, plot or graph, as in like, it means to draw dots, right? Based on coordinates. Okay, so there's drawing that's going to go on here, but specific drawing, because if you put it in a different spot than what I want you to, then you're not following the normal coordinate plane. Okay, so coordinates, remember, always right at the center, where the two lines meet. That's called the origin, and its coordinates are always 0, 0. Okay, and the reason, what I mean by coordinates is, these lines, okay, are known as different things. So the horizontal line here that lays, left and right, this is called the x-axis. That's just the name that it's referred to. And then the vertical line is called the y-axis. Okay, so I'm going to put that on the side here. So the horizontal line, if you think of laying down, is called the x-axis. Okay, and then the vertical line, or vertical lines, is the y-axis. So I'm doing this on graph paper because that's super important. And if you notice, the y-axis refers to like all of the lines here, as in all the vertical lines. Now, coordinates are then, see how there's two numbers here that's based on the x-axis and the y-axis. So it's telling you how many to go over and how many to go up or down. So at 0, 0, it's saying, oh, stay in the middle, don't move anywhere, left or right. And then the second number means don't go anywhere up or down. So it stays right in the center. But if I said, oh, what if I wanted to write these coordinates? Then what you have to think about is we always move left or right first. That's the first number. So I'm going to put x-axis. That's the first number. So that's how many, like starting from the center, it says to go 0 spaces anywhere. Okay, so I don't move. Then this one, the second number on the right side, that's your y-axis telling you to go up or down. Okay, now if it's a positive number, that means you go up. So I would move nothing to the left or right, but I would move up 1. So if I were to draw that, I would put my dot where the lines intersect, and then that would be, I'm going to label it 0, 1. It means I moved over nothing this way, but went up 1. Okay, so what you're going to notice with coordinates is that there should be numbers on the line. Sometimes they don't give you numbers, but this is how you can start to remember. If this is 0 going up or down, left or right, okay, this side, I'm going to put a plus sign. This side's always positive numbers over here, okay? So I can put a 1, a 2, a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and like I said, it could go on forever, okay? Same thing with going up. Those are positive numbers. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, going on forever. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but we haven't talked a lot about negative numbers, but if this is 0 and this is going up, then this side should be going down. So it goes down actually in a similar way. It goes down -1, then -2, -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. All right, that's the idea for that. And so if these are going up from 0, positive, then these down here are negative. So this goes -1. Oops, I think that's -2. This is -1. -3, -4, -5, -7, -8. All right. So if you notice, all these numbers over here are negative. So I'm going to put a line as negative. And then these are different. Like that's a positive and negative, and that's positive and negative. So these are all called quadrants. Okay. And we can talk more about that later. But this is the idea of a coordinate plane, of graphing. You are, let's say if I gave you, here's the coordinates, okay? Coordinates. It's always 2 numbers, right? And they have parentheses around them. You have to remember to put the parentheses around and the comma in between, because that tells me, oh, how many times do I want to go over to the right? Well, maybe I want to go left. Let's say I want to go, I don't want to stay in the middle. I want to move. So you always start with the x-axis numbers. So let's say I want to go to -4. I'm going to put -4 first. Okay. And then I want to go, I don't know, up 6. So then I'm going to put 6 for my second number. So I start at 0 always, 0, 0. And I move to -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I don't put a dot there yet because I have to do my next step is to move up to +6. See how I can't go down because that would be -6. This says +6. So I move 4 over there, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right where the lines cross, you put the dot, and then you label it. So this is -4, +6. And then once we start getting used to plotting the dots or graphing the dots in the right place, we can actually start, you could connect the line. It might say, oh, start at 0, then draw, go to -4, 6, and then go to 0, 1. And then they might even ask you to connect the lines. Usually it's straight lines. But we're going to be practicing later on how to draw pictures with our graphing, and it should be fun. So that is graphing and like coordinates and information. So today as our first little activity, I want you to get your packets out, and it should look like this. It's called chain. And what this wants you to do is you're going to graph in a way where you draw the pictures that are there, and you fill it in the empty spots. So look at this. They put the letters, let's see, A1. Remember how we learned coordinates? The x-axis goes first and the y-axis goes second. So this vertical line here, I'm going to write this. You might want to write this too. This is called the x-axis, right? The bottom line. So that's the A's and the B's, right? Then the vertical going up and down is called, let's see, I'll just go here. the y-axis. Okay, so that's when the y comes in. So I want to go to box A1. Well, here's A and there's 1. So this box right here, I need to draw this picture. So I'm going to do my best to do a little curve. Like that, and then another curve like that. All right, so I'm going to put a check mark up here to say I did it. Now I need to go to B1 and draw lines like that. And it looks like they kind of connect. So B1 means I go over to B and I go to that first box. So it actually goes the opposite direction. So I'm going to try and here. So I drew that and I'm going to check that off. Now it looks like, let's see, if I go to A11, I'm going to go to A, then up to the 11th box, and I'm going to draw this picture. Remember, you might want to like use pencil. That would be the best, especially if you're unsure how to draw. Like Mrs. Ritter just messed up. There we go. And then let's do that. Okay. And now I'm going to do B11 since it's like right next. So B11. And it looks like it connects to the old. So I'm going to do that. Okay, so I just got it started. Now I have to move on to other things. Oh, this is easy. In A2, I just have to make a line straight vertical up the middle. All right. And then in A6, I do the same thing. A up to 6, just vertical. And A10, I do the same thing. So A10. All right. Then it says in B2, I do the same thing. So B2. And then B6 and B10. All right, now this one's more fun because look, you have to fill something in black and leave something else blank. So B4. B4. I still split it up, right? But then the right side I color in. Now please be careful, make sure you follow the directions I give you because I don't have any extras. So that's why you should be using pencil. And then it says B8, I do the same thing. B8. So color on the right side. Okay. And then A4, let's see, A4, but I color in the left side. And then A8, same thing. Check. Now these get a little trickier. I'll show you the first one, but then I'm going to let you finish the rest, okay? So in A5. All right, first I'm gonna draw the dark part. So I'm gonna draw 2 lines and darken them in. So that covers about half. So that's A5. So I'm gonna go like that and like that. And it says to darken it in. And then there's, it's like going the opposite direction, but you don't color it in. So I'm going to do, and you just do your best, but try and make it similar. They give you the picture to look at. That, and you don't see the rest. Okay, so I did that for A5. Now I have to do the same thing for A9. But do you see how they're starting to connect? And it should start to make a picture related to the title at the top. So it should look kind of cool. But what you're doing is you're actually using the coordinate system. And like they gave you A, comma 1 technically, right? So in box A1, you draw this. And then, okay. So I want you to do page 50. So the first page of your packet. And then I want you to do the second page as your, well, as both your work. Okay, these are kind of easier. They're just stripes of lines and stuff. but just carefully follow the directions. But I think this one, page 49, which is the second page, should look super awesome when it's done. So just take your time with it. Please use pencil, and just follow the directions carefully. All right, and that's our math for today.